Assalamualaikum.
Walaikum salam. How you doing, man? Long time.
Ano. Adeerkayna dadkan sheeg ba. Adeerkayna
device I have Chaji Kakale. Alright, let's go again. Give us some.
Lidigo.
Yeah.
Killamare meli injedu, killamare meli maraso. Manku unronga adeta, malapka mayantis adabua. Midiktano ko hayade, magamasking malawi maketo. Muliga wana malkisiye, midipka dalalala, anu welige makaderada. Magamasking malawi maketo, muliga wana malkisiye, midipka dalalala, anu welige makaderada. Killamare meli injedu, killamare markawa korane. Sidi mitanya amal ahano, muruk daman na making uraw, midiktana ko hayade. Magamasking malawi maketo, mauligawa na malkisiye, midipka dalalalaw, anu welige makaderadaw. Magamasking malawi maketo, mauligawa na malkisiye, midipka dalalalaw, anu welige makaderada.
All right. Let's get this one now. Let's get this. All right, let's hear the music right now, then we'll go on from there.
Killamare meli maraso, killamare meli injedu, killamare meli maraso. Manku uronga adeta, malapka mayantis adabua, midana ko hayade. Malapka mayantis adabua, midana ko hayade. Magamasking malawi maketo, muliga wana malkasiye, midipka dalalala, anu welige makaderada. Magamasking malawi maketo, muliga wana malkasiye, midipka dalalala, anu welige makaderada. Killamare markawa korane, killamare meli maraso, killamare markawa korane. Wey, sudi mitanya amal ahano, muruk naman na making uraw, midana ko hayade. Wey, sudi mitanya amal ahano, muruk naman na making uraw. masking malawi makato Muniga wala markasiye Midibka daldalala Ano walige makabera Masking malawi makato Muniga wala markasiye Midibka daldalala Ano walige makabera Masking malawi makato Muniga wala markasiye Midibka daldalala Ano walige makabera Masking malawi makato Muniga wala markasiye Midibka daldalala Ano walige makabera
That's AKM. All right.
Or,
Anyways, we appreciate you guys taking the time coming here today. We much appreciate that. So, can you tell us like a little bit like the meaning of this group? Like, what made you guys decide about this group?
so it's a good question. Dhammaantiina dadkina dhegeystoyaan salaame. Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi ta'ala wabarakatuh. Asila dhammaantiina. We started Waweenka over 10 years ago in Seattle. The founding fathers are Abbas Alaska, Nani Sitak, and myself. It all started in Seattle over 10 years ago. The days OCDL Kiligenjiri, no one was paying attention to Bantu music or Jiriwene music, whether it was Zigua or Mai Mai. Then we came together, we had a vision that, someday our people will come around and they will start, giving us attention. And the way we used to write back then, a lot of things improved from like the sound quality, the lyrics, including our videos. But then the word Waweenka, but the actual meaning is, the giants, or the big boys or the giants, whatever other but the exact word is, we're the giants.
Okay.
We are the biggest and the baddest. So, and the whole purpose of creating Waweenka was to compete and even to go levels above the music. Wherever we go in the world, then people can look at Alikom, AKM, and I and be like, okay, there's people like these guys that are from Somalia. There's no, Somalia is not a homogeneous country like that. Like, Lamagud lila Somalia Madaginto, all kinds of people in Somalia. If people don't see you in the media, that means you don't exist. So that's why, I'm always pushing. One of our vision was like, like a music videos, so that people all over the world can see people, the Negro looking, also Somalia, not like, those that look like, Arab or Ethiopians,
Yeah.
So that's how the name Waweenka came about. And we didn't want it because it's like, in a way we was envious, because everywhere we go, even our weddings, so it came about like we didn't want it to start with a name that's not like, that has no meaning. And so that's how the name came about. We wanted to be the giants. So that's how Waweenka came about.
Yeah. So since we couldn't get your artist video, can you at least open your video for the people?
Anea,
Yeah.
what alikom tomoni washansana lukuru walige video game for neo makeup langa ya no.
Goddamn. Okay. So can the rest of the people please go on mute so that way we can hear each other.
أصحابته أورالنا قدني قد كأوهن ميل قد لعنا كستي. Sorry guys.
Okay. AKM, are you able to open your video right now?
I just told you today, I gave him a break. He won't be able to open his camera due to technical difficulties and he's not at home. So just try to understand. We apologize.
I understand that, but okay, I was asking, I thought he already went home because people really love to see who he is. So, okay, so how many people are running this group? How many people are you guys running the group?
So the way we started back then, it was me, Abbas Alaska, and Nani. So I was part of I was the guy that was running like as the management back then. I also used to rap back then with the Nancy Tech and them. But then I was like, because we needed someone who, was gonna do like the behind the scenes stuff, who was gonna run as a So it was like a one man team, Shalente High, because I was like, you know what, I rap and the so let me just focus on the, like the managing side of things. But then 10 years later, we expanded. Then we brought Kinkali, Gucci, IB, myself, and also Abbas Alaska is kind of like, he took break from singing. And then we created a whole management team that consists of 5 of us. Like I said, me, Gucci, Shasha Desarinya. There's Kinkali who's on Kogoy and Kinkali. And the Waweenka account in Kijirai. And then there's IB, who's also Shasha Desarinya. So there's 3 of us, Shasha Desarinya. Abbas Alaska, who's also like Fananinte, your executive kind of hair, but he's also the guy. He's like the sheriff, basically.
Okay.
He he brings the law and order. So basically, that's like our court guy. He's the sheriff, Abbas Alaska, and then our president is King Kali. Then like there's me as the CEO, and we have IB and Gucci. They ran the day to day operation, whether it's bringing artists, and then scouting new sound and all that. So they do like the day to day stuff. So there's 5 of us basically now.
Okay. And how many artists do you guys have so far right now?
So far, I believe the ones that are active, we have 8, and we're always expanding. Like whenever we see someone that needs help, and we believe that can be part of the program, and he will be a good fit to the program. And like we're always looking for someone who's dedicated and like they're passionate about music.
Right.
So we're always open to the idea. And sometimes I'd be sad I don't have Zigo artists yet, but we have 8 artists.
Okay. And you said that like you started this like 10 years ago, like we said, right?
Yeah, over 10 years ago, about 12 years ago.
Okay, 12 years ago. Why did it take like this long for people to know like who are we? Like.
Yeah, it's a good. It's a good question. Why it took us this long? Like, if you look at it, the past 3 years, it's totally different ball game. Now, Waweenka became a household name. It wasn't like that 12, 13 years ago. The reason of that, I'm gonna give you another example. The days DNR and all those guys who were active working at Kinko, Tilo, Bilali. So music goes through melody, like sometimes it's up, sometimes it's down. There's seasons to it, and everything. But now I feel like thanks to since we expanded the management, and then it became like successful Melu Karawani thanks to the 3 guys that unuksadarni to the management. And we also, Seattle is too far from the east. Not just to us, if you look at it, the whole America, you're not a truck driver, you won't be able to understand. So there's a line from Minnesota, it goes all the way to, I believe, like a Texas. So I think Sala Drew wearing Hasusi for the so Omaha. So from Omaha all the way to New York, so that's like I think they say like 60% of or 65 of Americans live this side. So basically, there's very like little life in the West. There's not a lot happening in the West. So if you look at it like Nanisita's not in Seattle anymore. I'm not like I go back and forth, but I'm not in Seattle anymore. Same thing with Abbas, Alaska. So majority of the Jarir people live in the East Coast. So then it was like, you know what? Let's bring guys from the East and collaborate and make this thing bigger and better. Fanti with it.
Yeah.
And now there was a time I've seen there was a 3 years ago I've seen some guys perform at a wedding and how people like were loving the energy. It was like a Bantu wedding and there was a Bantu singers. So this was 3 years ago. When I saw that, I was like, damn, bro, like now our people into this, you know? So I was like, you know what, let's take this thing serious. And then since then now we're closer to the promised land.
Okay. And so pretty much you guys like do manage like your artists like or when they go like if people call them at weddings like to go perform at weddings and stuff like that, right? And like let's just say there's an event somewhere and your artists they get called, they have to go like the people have to go through you guys first, right?
We have a contract in place when it comes to events and weddings. And so for example, let's say this at Osoyan, we're totally we're not in control of weddings. When it comes to weddings, that's like it's the artist, you know, the kiss at Osoyan. Whatever they pay to the artist, that goes 100% to them. We don't like get penny from whatever and share. You know, we don't control that. But when you say events, that's like something else. For example, there's like an event that's taking place. I think you're the host in Seattle. Then the management gets involved, or the Somali Independence Day celebration. The management gets involved. So like our artists cannot just show up to an event without our knowledge. You feel me?
Yeah.
So, but weddings, that's like vacation, and that's how our contract is based on.
Okay. I wanted to go back like a little bit because there's like people questioning like what's the promised land. So to you, can you like explain to us like what's the promised land?
Good question. So, Alan, I don't think people actually really asked me like a lot many radio, but I think a year ago or 2 years ago, Halmara Kijiwawi, what the true meaning of the promised land is. So, you know, the promised land, it can mean a lot of things. It means a lot of things to us. But hadi o kisto anakafalo do kisto kishego, one of them can mean like, okay, most of the Jererwene, if you look at it, I don't know, like most of these people, Kenya, like Kadali, some of them America, like Kadali, but there's few of us, you, me, King Kali, AKM, Abasalaska, and then few of us Somalia and Kadali. So from central Somalia to the southern Somalia, that's where the Jerer people live. You feel me? There's no a Jerer song that a Jerer artist that made it to the international arena. So when I say the promised land, like one of the like the definition coming together, us collaborating with like a big name artist, like an international artist. It could be Jason Derulo, it could be Diamond, it could be a French artist, it could be David Doe. So that's like the steps of the promised land, like collaborating with international artists. Our like one of our songs going viral, like international stage de Reuter, or like an NFL stadium or NBA arena, like should one of our songs. Don't tell me it won't get there. You have to dream. Everything to dream is free. Dream it, like visualize the vision and then you're gonna make it. It goes like a lot of dedication and your hard work. What I believe is there is nothing dunidan that's impossible. Everything is possible as long as it could develop. And another thing or mail the promised land like us to bring respect. When I travel, when I go to Kenya, Tanzania, everywhere I go, when I say I'm Somali, people are not questioning me because they saw people that look like me on the media, whether it's through music videos or events, like to take our song international. So this is what it means, like promised land. There's a lot to it, but I could explain a lot. But it's taking this thing to the international arena on ninka araga ununa ninka consider the jerir that I'm a Somali bantu how in a Somalia konolian.
Okay. So before I get to the artist right now, I'm gonna ask you this question. Again, like you mentioned something about like a Mashunguli artist, right? So, how can you guys work it out? Because again, my music is in different style, and then my music is definitely a different style. You know what I'm saying? But I know I can like give you my flowers right now. AKM, like for reason, right? And we know him for so long, right? And me and him we wrote one good song together. So shout out to him for that. You know what I'm saying? Because he can go with any beat. So when it comes to the Mashunguli artists, like, are you guys looking to add some of them, or like, where you guys are at with that?
So, and that's a good question. When it comes to Zigua sound, again, I'm gonna go back to to memory lane. I'm a history again. You see whether my mic sound today, Ruge, it's up there. The my mic sound. 7 years, 8 years ago, there was no my mic sound. Completely. There was ZNR, ZDK. This Zigua sound was up there. Was well respected from Africa to America. There was no my sound at all. There was a Mosqui, there was Bilali, there was what you might call it. There was a lot of guys from San Diego to Utah to Boise. You feel me? So music goes through it's like up and it goes up and down. And so sorry, Halmar, what's you? I just gotta fix my mail here.
In this night, fix I will take over when it comes to the Zigua artist. So we are open to sign any artist. It can be Zigua, it can be anyone. So it's not just Zigua or my. So we was working with this one Zigua guy that wanted to join Waweenka, and then we had a few meetings with him, and you see your representative here, I'll share. Unfortunately, agreement on the contract, we couldn't come to an agreement, so we put that on hold. There may study, hopefully, this is how we operate. That you cannot operate this way. How we cannot do it. So if you made okay, give me time, I will finish this year. So after that, then we will have another meeting with him again, inshallah. Then we'll go from there. But we definitely looking into a Zigua RCL show. It can be Tanzania, Kakuma, Degahle, Ifo, America, anywhere. We are ready to sign any Zigua or artist or Kofja Badit DRA also or ready to push Guerrero or what are we so buying. Also by the hungry air or music to Sosara, we'll push him, we'll help him.
Okay, so I'm gonna go to the artist right now, and then if you have any question that like I wanna ask like the managers, then I'll come back to you guys. But can you guys put AKM up right now?
Wakasa inshallah my gadiki wahasmiya dadki oo sin dhaxgal inkran lahada assalamu alaykum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh anyway kinkali way ina ogatan saas la siin dohora way ano siin salaangne iyo sogali adu question kas la ki jawaabi saida hogo mashquul nagadi AKM wakasa inshallah ku soo.
Thank you. Yo AKM, can you hear me?
Ina mood ki jira jeli de go day.
Yeah, we can hear you. Yeah. Can you hear me?
Okay. Go ahead.
All right. Hey, well, I appreciate you taking the time coming here, man. We appreciate you. Thank you.
Inshallah. Masculine day kaste sharaf ikrama baba.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right. So AKM, tell me about like what made you like join this Waweenka group?
Niyo horta mashallah Waweenka group horta niyo dad horta dad may ahayn sahib kaste. Marka mashallah magacan Waweenka macna san rajoy marka hadda ay ku kooy ninkan oo ay kogan ay saida kooy kaste. Marka mashallah niyo Waweenka horta niyo dad oo macna iska qalbi furan way anaga dhan macna dad may oo macna iska qalbi furan yan sahib isdhigan mashallah marka niyo saas daraadiya markan Waweenka dhaxgali kaste sharafta dhinsha kaste.
Okay, and once I came to and then asked you about for you to join this Waweenka, right? Like, were you excited about it right away, or did you like?
Hell yeah, I excited kaste. Dat o maana make jirena Waweenka horta niyo markil dhoy maana mayo magagan maga on sa aruurni me kaste magagan ba maarto magaga ba maana may ku kooy meel dheer ka sheegni kaste kasi fikirni marka maga ina la ciyaaro markii Waweenka maan dhahoyna marka it means like something big to us kaste on Waweenka ina marka masha Allah niyo markii la dhahay Waweenka kamid ate I was much happy kaste very happy.
Okay, so he said something about contract, right? He mentioned something about contract. So
Right.
did you guys sit down, like, did you travel to Seattle, or did he come over there to you and like talk about the contract? And if so, if yes, like, how long is the contract? And like, why did you take that pen and sign the paper? Like, you know, about the like you joining the group.
In Canada su'aal day.
Okay. So Saeed mentioned something about contract. The manager, we should give him that respect, right?
Yes, sir.
So did he travel to you, or did you come to Seattle to sign that contract?
Niyo contractgas niyo ninkan horta beemikin sheego ma make san gare dadki ban suweero ma barku koodan mala kaste days live ka jirna aragay I see people watching us call nasu oyan kaste marka niyo horta contractgas niyo isku koyni kaste contractgas markii saxiixay niyo anay iyo meedan adas Romeo iyo Abbas isku koyni kaste wana niyo isku koynay dhigtay.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
So like, so how long is the contract? Like, how long did you sign it for?
warniyo contractga niyo horta koorta oo maana demoy ma ee kon had umardu maana dhiyoy ma ee ana ahantay marka may sayay illa ana oo maana illa retire ka nagadaw kastay.
Okay, I love that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So and then like, you know, like he said, you guys are like 8 artists in the group. So do you guys all get together and record music, or do you guys like, because again in the same team, right? You guys will like do a collaboration some days. So do you guys like travel to each other, or you guys kind of like sending the work to each other? Like,
sidan oo kale markii anaga do music video shoot gareeno rabna one artist oo maana music video shoot gareero marka may go'aan ka dirnay qofkiiba koy karo Waweenka kamid ayna isku koyno kastay haddii oo maana recording ay oo maana sidan oo kale studio oo mara ay ishmaana oo maana oo artist ina heestas dhinisho ku duuwado marka aadi manageryalkan on dirno kastay haddii isdhahan maana like we gonna get together oo maana ina isku koyno miras kastay no matter what this year oo manageryalkan rogan un koyan kastay haddii ka dhigo New York oo rogi oo maana koyan marka saasay.
okay. So again, I just
Sorry,
like,
one second. Let me add something to it. So, on the contract side of things, sometimes what we have is it's like individual thing. So the contract we have with AKM might not be the same contract with AB.
okay.
You feel me? There's people like Anani Sitak, and I will tell you his contract is a lifetime. And there's people like their contract's literally like 3 years, 4 years. You feel me? So the way we go about once you're in a Waweenka, basically all your music rights belongs to Waweenka, like for the amount of years that you are part of the program. So for example, if your contract says 3 years or 4 years, after that, it's up to you. We could get together and negotiate whether you want to continue with the program or you want to be like, okay, like I want to take a solo route. So there's always room for, like AKM said, his contract is team usushek nagato meli ko boho I don't want to do this no more. Like I'm amalakazi yo tusbihai so I don't want to do this. There's a lot to it, the contract part or so for example, like, you know, the royalties, like if we take this thing to Apple Music or Spotify or YouTube, like where does the royalties go to, blah blah, percentage sale shall go to and all that. Like, but one of the things that I could tell you, and I already mentioned earlier part of the contract, when one of our artists gets a call to perform at a wedding, 100% that money goes to the artist. Okay. We don't like, so most of them charge anywhere from 3,000 to 2,000, right? We don't get penny from them, and I'm saying this publicly. You feel me? Yeah, so it goes artist to artist. They're, like all of them, same contract to go on. It's whatever Marcus can negotiate. A contract is a two-way. It's not, this is how we work. Take it or leave it, man. So go ahead. You can continue with that, Cam.
So what you're saying is that, like, if I, like, let's just say, for example, AKM goes to perform at a wedding, so whatever money he makes at that wedding, that's all his money. You guys have nothing to do with it.
Actually, 100%.
Okay. So the only thing, like, the only money that you guys goes to the team is that, like, if let's just say you guys organize an event, something like that, right? Like, something that you guys organize,
Yes, so
right?
there is something like a part of the Promised Land can like I said, the Promised Land can mean a lot of things, but it all means success, reaching far. So let's say something that we've been talking about it, and I'm gonna say it out here, and I publicly had to share whatever something we've been working on is in a pop like in a Kijira ila hadi. We've been talking about it for a year. We're about to host our first our first time our Waweenka festival. See something like that, like it's not like the money doesn't all go to the artist, to the label. So something like that, then there's like, okay, how much it goes to the artist, how much goes to the management. Like there's some things like that.
That's a good question, or mashallah alikum. You know how what we do is when we're in a meeting, going, everybody has representative. Representative, yeah, we don't know if that's his lawyer, if that's his someone also, or is okay, but what we do is most of the time, Kuligano, we cannot get together one place unless there's a music video. At a music video, doing some people are missing. But when it comes to contract, what we do is derane luarame whatever let's go agree greo lokore after that mailan dire qofkii oo meel dhahay ariska aylan dire copy kan aylan dire management you Waweenka kalan dire what you will take your time waqtiga gaadaas you will take 2 days 3 days if you want a week gaadaas yada ila seedaas lawyer hanagado ama representative qofkii ad oo maanta oo ad kalsoonta waqti la madan sisdeegtan ad hii ogolaato you know what yes your contract kan okay I agree with this one I'm okay with it I'm on board hadii eto saxiixase Waweenka son dirase then we go from there.
Okay. So moving to the
For the contract, and a contract is a piece of paper, but it also protects both parties. All the parties that are involved. With Waweenka, like there's sometimes like that. There's a question that comes up all the time. Why you guys don't use a lot of like our Jarir girls,
right.
And so 2 years ago, there's something that happened. Like we used, one of the girls as a video vixen. There was no contract, so we used it, and the girl flipped after like a month or two, and the video was out. And then she said, "You know what? I'm getting married. I don't want my my husband or my soon-to-be husband don't want to have this out there. I want you guys to take my video down." You feel me? So now, like recently, if you ask the girls that work with us, like the Jarir girls that we used, all of them signed the contract, and that is just the one page explains it. Like, then we have we have morals. Okay, like we'll take the video down, but we all like some people say what contract mercado no, if like this is from our community that kind of like they're not ready to face contract but the girls that we worked with recently, all of them signed, and it was it was easy, and it was a good thing. So it protects us and it protects them.
Yeah.
But one of the things that is stopping us using a lot of Jarir girls is the contract, but you have to sign this. The contract is very simple. It just says, you are a video vixen. This the rights of this video belongs 100% only to Waweenka. You have no say once this video goes on social media, TikTok, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, wherever. When I post it, all rights belongs to Waweenka. You have no say whatsoever. Like to some people, this is a scary situation. But whatever we do, we always have a piece of paper contract that can say because of some histories, some lessons on before Sabarani. Yeah, thank you. We appreciate you guys, man. Thank you, Shoots, my niece Lima Drake, Alikom. the whole team of D.M.A for hosting us once again. And we're here to support you guys as well, and we'll continue pushing Zigua sound and my sound and all the way to the promised land, inshallah.